We may not ever know what Charles's actual inheritance is, for the simple reason that the Queen's will remain confidential. Knowing how much the Queen adored her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren, accommodations have been made for all of them.
Finally, the royal family's most guarded secret is out. The late Queen Elizabeth II's final will has been read. According to some palace insiders, Prince William unfolded the pages and revealed shocking details that could change everything. So who inherited the Queen's cherished jewels? What about Balmoral and Sandringham? And more importantly, what secrets did she leave behind for the future of the monarchy? Queen's last will. According to those close to the palace, this was not a simple list of who gets what. Thus was something much bigger, something that could shape the future of the British monarchy for years to come. And while the details remain shrouded in official secrecy, we have some insider information for you. As per the rumors, the ornate doors of Buckingham Palace were closed and everyone was tensed. Prince William, calm and composed as ever, took his place to read the will. Insiders say he was personally chosen for this task by the Queen herself. This is a sign of her trust in him as the future king. As he unfolded the pages, every eye was on him. There were no cameras, no outside witnesses, just the family, gathered to hear the final wishes of the woman who had led them for 7 decades. The first revelation, according to these sources, was about Balmoral Castle, the Queen's beloved retreat in the Scottish Highlands.
Balmoral was where the Queen died. It was one of her favorite residences. She used to spend every summer there.
This was not just another estate. Balmoral was her sanctuary, the place where she felt most at peace. The expectation was that it would go directly to King Charles, and it did. But now the rumor is King Charles has decided to open it for the public.
Has been talk and speculation that he may open up Balmoral to the public in the way that he has done with Dumfries House, which is also in Scotland.
Then there is Sandringham. This estate has been the venue for so many royal Christmases, not to mention a place of deep personal significance. It is where King George VI, the Queen's father, passed away. The whispers suggest that Sandringham will be open to the public as well.
Sandringham, he's turned into the most wonderful example of organic farming. It's already open to the public.
What those conditions are, no one knows for sure, but it is clear the Queen had a specific vision for how these properties would be managed. Of course, no discussion of the Queen's will would be complete without diving into her legendary jewelry collection. And let's be honest, this is the part everyone is dying to know about.
Pieces of jewelry, special mementos, will absolutely have been reserved for those great-grandchildren too.
The Vladimir tiara, the Cullinan diamonds, her iconic brooches. These jewelry pieces are symbols of the monarchy, steeped in history and sentiment. According to those who have seen the will, the Queen didn't just hand these treasures over to one person. Instead, she distributed them strategically, ensuring they would continue to play a role in the monarchy's public image. Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, is said to have received several key pieces, including tiaras and necklaces that solidify her status as the future Queen consort. But the shocking thing is some of the most sentimental pieces did not go to Kate. Instead, they were earmarked for the Queen's great-grandchildren, ensuring that her legacy would carry on through the youngest members of the family. It is a move that, if true, shows just how forward-thinking the Queen was. Let's talk about the Queen's private fortune now. For years, speculation has swirled about just how much wealth she had outside of the Crown estate. Investments, rare art, and personal ventures, it is said to be a fortune worth hundreds of millions. But the interesting thing is that the insiders claim the Queen's personal wealth was not distributed equally among her children and grandchildren. Instead, some received significant financial gifts, while others were left with more symbolic items. Take Prince Harry, for example. The rumors suggest he was not left a massive inheritance, but he did receive something deeply symbolic. A ceremonial sword that once belonged to King George VI. This sword was a piece of royal history, a nod to Harry's military service and his connection to the family's legacy. Queen Camilla, meanwhile, reportedly inherited some of the Queen's most iconic jewelry, including pieces worn at significant royal events. This decision by Queen Elizabeth cemented Camilla's role within the monarchy. But with great jewels comes great scrutiny. Camilla's every move will now be watched even more closely as she steps into a role that continues to divide public opinion. The Queen's personal treasures were not limited to jewels and properties. Insiders say her private art collection was another highlight of the will. Works by masters like Rembrandt and Vermeer were part of her personal holdings, separate from the Crown's official collection. The shocking part is not all of these pieces went to King Charles or Prince William. Some were reportedly given to other family members, chosen not for their rank but for their appreciation of art. It's said that this move shocked some within the family, but it also highlighted the Queen's belief in nurturing individual passions. And then there were the heirlooms, rare books, handwritten letters, and family artifacts that tell the story of the monarchy's history. These might be just physical objects, but these were pieces of the Queen's life, carefully preserved and thoughtfully distributed. Some are said to have gone into the royal archives, while others were handed down to specific family members. The goal, insiders say, was to ensure that the family remains connected to its roots even as it moves forward. For Prince William, the task of reading the will was more than just an official duty. It was a defining moment. Here was a man who had spent his entire life preparing to lead the monarchy, now holding the key to its future. According to those who were there, William remained composed throughout, but the weight of the responsibility was evident. The Queen's will was not just about dividing assets, it was about setting the stage for a new chapter in royal history. And William, more than anyone, understood the stakes. As for King Charles, the will confirmed what everyone expected. He inherited the crown and the responsibilities that come with it, but it also placed him in a delicate position. The Queen's decisions, while thoughtful, have left him with the challenge of managing a family that's increasingly divided. But then it was not just King Charles who was appointed to new royal duties. So what other royal roles were changed after the Queen's passing? The new appointed duties. After Queen Elizabeth II's passing, the British monarchy faced a new era, one that demanded adaptation to modern challenges while preserving centuries-old traditions. The redistribution of duties and responsibilities within the royal family marked a significant shift in roles, priorities, and expectations. The late Queen's careful planning ensured that her heirs were well prepared to take on these challenges. But the weight of these duties has profoundly shaped the royal household. The most obvious change was, of course, the ascent of King Charles III to the throne. As the longest-serving heir apparent in British history, Charles had decades to prepare for this role. However, the challenges he faces are unprecedented. His duties now go far beyond ribbon-cutting ceremonies and charity events. As the sovereign, Charles has assumed responsibility for representing the United Kingdom on the global stage, fostering diplomatic relations, and upholding the constitutional role of the monarchy. Charles's focus has been on modernizing the monarchy to make it more relatable to the public. For example, his advocacy for environmental sustainability has taken center stage. As king, he has amplified his efforts to address climate change, partnering with global organizations and heads of state. One example is the continuation of his Sustainable Markets Initiative, launched in 2020, which encourages businesses to adopt greener practices. His speeches at international forums like the COP Climate Summits are no longer just statements of concern, but carry the weight of a monarch's influence. Other than this, Charles has streamlined the royal family's public duties. Under his reign, the number of working royals has been reduced to focus on a smaller, more active core group. This change reflects his desire for a leaner monarchy, one that is more cost-efficient and publicly accountable. For example, lesser-known royals have taken on fewer engagements, while senior members like William and Kate have seen their workloads significantly increase. As the Prince of Wales, Princess William now holds responsibilities that were once his father's. Chief among these is managing the Duchy of Cornwall, a portfolio of estates and investments that provide substantial income to the heir to the throne. William has taken an active approach to this duty, emphasizing sustainability and modernization within the duchy. For example, he has overseen initiatives to make the estate's farming operations more eco-friendly and ensure its properties are aligned with modern environmental standards. William's duties also extend to representing the monarchy in diplomatic and charitable capacities. He has taken on more high-profile international trips, meeting with world leaders to strengthen the UK's global relationships. His Earthshot Prize initiative has gained international acclaim and solidified his reputation as a forward-thinking royal. This prize rewards innovative solutions to environmental problems. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has also seen her responsibilities grow. She has taken on patronages that focus on early childhood development, mental health, and family well-being. Notably, she spearheaded the launch of the Shaping Us campaign. This campaign is aimed at raising awareness about the importance of the first 5 years of a child's life. Her increased visibility and hands-on involvement in these causes reflect her growing influence within the monarchy. Catherine has also stepped into a more prominent role as a public figure, often representing the crown at official events, such as state dinners and international ceremonies. After her, we have Queen Consort Camilla. Her role has transformed significantly as well. Previously, she had focused on her own charitable endeavors, such as raising awareness about domestic violence and promoting literacy. Now, she plays a central role in supporting King Charles III and representing the monarchy. Camilla's responsibilities include accompanying the king on state visits and hosting foreign dignitaries at Buckingham Palace. For example, during the state visit of South African President Cyril Ramaphosa in 2023, Camilla's poised and active participation was widely noted. Other than this, Camilla has been entrusted with the stewardship of royal traditions. She oversees events like the annual Trooping the Colour Parade and the state opening of Parliament, ensuring these centuries-old ceremonies are conducted with dignity and precision. Camilla has also inherited several of the Queen's patronages. This has further embedded her into the fabric of the monarchy. These include organizations dedicated to the arts, education, and healthcare. Her increased visibility and responsibilities reflect the late Queen's confidence in her ability to uphold the monarchy's values. We all know who comes next: Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Their departure from royal duties in 2020 created a unique challenge for the monarchy. While they no longer carry out official engagements, their roles have continued to evolve in the public eye. The late Queen's passing further cemented their status as semi-detached members of the royal family. Harry, though distant from official responsibilities, has maintained a connection to the monarchy through symbolic gestures such as his attendance at the Queen's funeral. However, Harry and Meghan's focus has shifted to their own initiatives in the United States. Their Archewell Foundation supports causes such as mental health, gender equity, and media literacy. While these efforts operate independently of the crown, they reflect the values Harry inherited from his grandmother, particularly her emphasis on service. Then there is Princess Anne, who is often regarded as the hardest-working royal. She has taken on even more responsibilities following her mother's passing. Known for her dedication to public service, Anne continues to represent the monarchy at hundreds of engagements each year. She has also assumed some of the Queen's former duties, such as acting as the patron for the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. Anne's practical and no-nonsense approach has made her a pillar of stability within the royal family. She has a great ability to navigate complex diplomatic situations, such as representing the UK at the International Olympic Committee. This highlights her importance as a senior royal. She has also been a strong advocate for equestrian sports, a passion she shared with her mother, further strengthening her connection to the late Queen's legacy. Then there is Prince Edward, now the Duke of Edinburgh, and his wife Sophie, who also have seen their roles expand. Following Prince Philip's passing, Edward inherited many of his father's duties, including supporting organizations like the Duke of Edinburgh's Award, which encourages young people to develop leadership and teamwork skills. Sophie, meanwhile, has taken on more prominent roles in royal engagements, focusing on issues such as gender equality and support for survivors of sexual violence. The redistribution of duties after Queen Elizabeth II's passing reflects the monarchy's ability to adapt while maintaining its core values. Each member of the royal family now carries a unique responsibility, contributing to the institution's relevance in a rapidly changing world. From King Charles's focus on sustainability to Catherine's emphasis on family well-being, the late Queen's vision of a united and modern monarchy continues to guide her heirs. But what happens when even King Charles is gone? What changes will be made then? What happens next? You see, the British monarchy is built on tradition, continuity, and a clearly defined line of succession to ensure stability. The royal family has detailed plans in place to ensure a smooth transition when the time comes, with every possible scenario accounted for. As per these traditions and plans, Prince William, the Prince of Wales, is next in line for the throne. His position as heir apparent places him at the heart of royal planning. William has been preparing for this role his entire life, and recent years have seen him taking on more significant responsibilities, solidifying his readiness. When King Charles III passes, Prince William will automatically become king. The Accession Council, a ceremonial body that proclaims the new monarch, will convene within 24 hours to formalize his status. This process has evolved to reflect modern times, including increased public engagement and transparency. Upon his ascension, William will choose a regnal name, though it is widely assumed he will reign as King William V. His wife Catherine, the Princess of Wales, will assume the title of Queen Consort, a role that will see her supporting William while continuing her focus on key causes like early childhood development and mental health. Their coronation, a ceremony rich in tradition, will likely occur several months later, as was the case with King Charles III. This interval allows for both mourning the late monarch and preparing for a grand public event. After William, the line of succession continues with his eldest son, Prince George. Born in 2013, George is second in line to the throne and has already been gradually introduced to public life. At only 10 years old, his role is limited to ceremonial appearances and education for now, but plans are in place to guide him into more responsibilities as he grows older. His siblings, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, follow him in the line of succession. The Succession to the Crown Act 2013 ensures that birth order, not gender, determines their place. If unforeseen circumstances arise and Prince William is unable to reign, Prince George would become king. In this scenario, a regency would be established if George is still a minor. A regent, likely Catherine, would take on the monarch's duties until George reaches the age of 18. This contingency plan ensures the monarchy remains stable, even in the most challenging situations. Beyond William and his children, the line of succession includes Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. As the fifth in line, Harry remains part of the royal hierarchy, despite stepping back from official duties. However, his position has sparked debate in recent years, particularly following his move to the United States and his public criticism of the royal family. While his place in the line remains intact, any changes would require legislative action and approval from Parliament. Following Prince Harry, the line extends to other royal family members, including the Duke of York and his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. However, these royals are far removed from the core responsibilities of the monarchy and focus primarily on private pursuits and charitable work. Their roles, while ceremonial, reflect the monarchy's wider commitment to public service. The plans for succession also account for emergencies and contingencies. If a monarch or heir becomes incapacitated or unable to fulfill their duties, the Regency Acts provide a legal framework for temporary governance. This framework has been in place for decades, ensuring the monarchy can navigate unexpected challenges without disruption. One of the most critical changes following King Charles's passing will be the redistribution of royal duties. Currently, Charles has streamlined the monarchy by focusing on a smaller group of working royals, a model expected to continue under William. The late Queen Elizabeth II's values of public service and stability remain the guiding principles, ensuring that the monarchy adapts to changing times without losing its essence. William's reign is expected to further modernize the monarchy, continuing his father's initiatives while addressing issues close to his heart. His Earthshot Prize, aimed at solving environmental challenges, will likely take on even greater significance. Catherine's work with families and mental health will also continue to define the royal family's public image. In the end, the monarchy's strength lies in its planning and resilience. Whether through carefully managed transitions, contingency plans for unforeseen events, or a commitment to public service, the royal family continues to uphold its role as a symbol of stability and unity for the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. With William and Catherine at the helm, the monarchy's future appears well prepared for the challenges and opportunities ahead.